Want to convert the Apex class as a REST API service, we have to define at the rate of resource URL mapping equal to name of your resource. So look at this. I am going to Apex class, developer console. So define REST service. How do you define the REST service? At the rate of REST resource URL mapping equal to slash I give the name of the resource. The name of the resource is Satish Mehta. Now, if you want to define a REST API service, it has to be a global. The class has to be a global. Then we have to define an annotation at the rate of HTTP. At the rate of HTTP get. At the rate of HTTP get. Then I'm giving global static string. Then I'm giving a list of account ACCS equal to select name from. I wrote a sample query. What is the sample query? List of account ACCS equal to select a name from account. Now here I am giving system dot JSON generator equal to JSON dot create generator. So pretty true format. Now every JSON will start with what? JP dot start object. Right? Start object. JP dot right. Then we want to convert this string result equal to JP dot get as string. So whatever the JSON you are creating, we are converting it to string. Then I'm going to give return. So whatever the JSON you are going to create, we are converting the JSON into string and we are going to give it. So we are giving global static string call list of records. I am writing a sample query. I am trying to get a list of records. Running a sample query and trying to get a list of records. Here I was giving if JP dot right string field. What is that? Status right field name. What is the field name I give? Status. Then I am giving if ACCS dot size greater than 0. If ACCS dot size greater than 0, then I am giving JP dot right success. Else JP dot right okay. If it is success, I am going to give JP dot right number field, number of records count. This is records right number of records. If there are 10 records will be given. 0 records will be given. So what was this? Is it a fixed message? No. If it If records are found, status equal to success. Records are not found, status equal to failed. Then how many records are given? JP dot write number field, number field. If there are 10 records, 4 records equal to 10. 0 records, 4 number of records equal to 0. So what I am doing, I am generating the response dynamically. Depends upon the number of records available in the query, my response will come. Depends upon the number of records available in the query, my response will come. So what did I do? Whenever somebody calls this get method, it will write a sample query. It will write a sample query. Find out how many records are there. If there are more than 0 records, then return the value yes success. Otherwise, return the value. Are you getting my point? Otherwise, simple I can make it this way. If records are found, then I am going to say success for record A, ACCS. I am also giving JP dot, right? Okay. JP dot write start array. In the array, I am going to write JP dot write. Then outside the for loop, I am going to give JP dot. Right. So it is your choice how you want to give a response. It is up to your choice how you want to give a response. I am framing my response according to my wish. Accordingly, you can also frame your response according to your wish. Now, how do you call this REST API service? You have created a REST API service, very good. But how do you call? If you want to call a REST API service, you are going to give apex/rest service. The URL will be like this. What is the URL we are going to give? Apex REST services / Apex REST / whatever the URL you have given. So look at the format here. If you want to call this service, let us test it. For testing the REST API service, we have workbench. Go to the workbench. Go to the workbench. Log in with Salesforce. First, understand the format. We'll take 1 or 2 examples. REST API services / Apex REST / I am calling the service. What type of call is this? Get. What is the name of the call? What is the name of the resource I give? Go to the development. See what is this? Satish Pala. So how do you call this? Salesforce.com / services / Apex REST / Satish Pala. See the raw response. If you look at the raw response, what is this? Status equal to success, account names, Gini point, internal cash operation, all the stuff he received. Count equal to 23. Are you getting my point? The response is coming in the form of JSON. So this URL we are going to give to third party system, and the third party people will make a request to this. I am going to give this URL to third party system. The third party system will make a request to this one. Are you getting my point? So how do you define a REST API service? At the rate of REST resource, URL mapping equal to name of the resource. The URL of the resource. That is the end of the thing. Now the question here is, when you are making a REST API service, we have a problem. What is the problem? If you go with a get method, there is no body, right? Get method doesn't have any body. Am I right or no? Get method doesn't have any body. When the get method doesn't have any body, if you want to pass the parameters, how do you pass the parameters? You are going to pass the parameters using URL. If somebody is passing the parameters using URL, how do you read the data? If somebody is passing the data using URL, within this, how do you read it? Look at the form. REST context dot request dot parameters. From the parameters, we are taking some parameter line. Like I am doing here. REST context dot request params dot get. REST context dot request dot params get name. REST context dot request dot params dot get name. REST context dot request dot params dot get name. REST context in the REST context request. REST context dot request rest context dot response. In the request, parameters are there. In the parameters, get name. Then I'm giving it where. To make it simple, I'll give industry. Where industry equal to what was this? Understand the point. Was it is a get method. If it is a get method, there is no body. If there is no body, you cannot take parameters. Only when you have a body, you have to take a parameters. Parameters should be given here only when you have a body. As a get method doesn't have any body, no parameters. If you have to pass the value, how do you pass the value? If you have to pass the value, how do you pass the value? We have to pass the value using URL. How do you read the value in the URL? Request rest context dot request dot params dot get of the parameter. Okay. Now let us run this. How do you pass? This equal to get me all the account records. Whose industry is banking. Somebody is passing the parameters using URL. Somebody is passing the parameters using URL. So response. So how many records are found? Count. We'll give it. Go to response. What is this? Status? Failed. Count equal to. Why I give banking? Double J give. No such type of industry available. So if you are going with a REST request, if you are going with a REST request and request is passed, parameters for the request is passed through URL. How to read those parameters? Once again, understand this. How to read the parameters? REST context dot request dot params dot get of industry. Is that was clear? Right. Now we are trying to create one more. How do you define an STP service? At the rate of REST. URL mapping. New accounts. Then the class should be global. In a class, there should be only one HTTP get, one HTTP post. Because to that URL, only one get, one post, one delete. Then how do you give global, global, static, string, string. Then I'm going to read the parameters. String, name equal to, we're going to get the data. Name equal to, how do you take it? Rest, context dot, rest context dot, request dot, runs dot, get off. Then immediately, similarly, string, industry equal to, rest, context dot, request dot, runs, get off. Then I'm trying to create. How are you creating? Try. If insert was successful, what should I do? If insert was failure, what should I do? Then I'm giving. If insert was successful, first I want to give a JSON response. How do you give? System dot JSON generator. And JP dot Start object. Start object, end object. Start object, end object. Now this end object should be at the end. Then we are doing jp dot status. Or else we can also straight away write if things are inserted successfully, I'm going to write inserted successfully jp dot status success jp dot if it is inserted successfully, we are going to give ID of the record. If it is not inserted successfully, jp dot record. Then return the value. How do you return the value? String result equal to jp dot get as string. So this is how we are doing. What about this? What are the parameters you are passing? Third party system. I'm going to give a call to third party. When I give a call to third party, the third party people are going to pass the name and industry. Whatever the name and industry you are passing with the data, I'm trying to create a new account record. If account is created successfully, status equal to success, and this is the ID of the record. If account is not created successfully, boss status equal to failure, and this is the error message what we got. Right. This is using what? Get. Same program. If I want to write using a post, same program I want to write using a post. How do you define it? Because get doesn't have any body, we are using rest context. If it is a post, right? Because we are taking a body, it has a body. We are giving boss what are the parameters you are expecting? Name and industry. What are the name and industry you are given? With that values you have created post method. Are you getting one point? If it is a get method doesn't have any body, you have to pass through URL. If it is a post method, I have a body. Whatever the data I want, put the data in the parameters. Right. So this is my post method. So take the new echoes. So let us go back to this. Industry equal to was this status success, we got the idea. Status success, we got the idea of the record. Take the idea of the record, go back and cross check. Our record is rest. Industry is. Are you clear about this? Industry. Why the industry was not there here? I gave small letter, I gave capital letter. That's the reason industry value was not passed. Only name is passed. Okay now. Okay. Now the same thing if you want to pass it as a post method. Get method you have seen. Post method. Now in the post method you have to pass the body. What is the body? Name. name. What is the other one? We are taking a post method. When you take a post method using a body, we are posting the data. Using the body, we are posting the data. Status success. Because it's a body, we are posting a passing the data in the body, request body. We need to set right request dot set body. So we are passing the body here. We are passing the body. We are passing the body. Are you clear about this? Are you clear about this? Right, Amma? Concept of the window? People have followed this? Anyone has any query? That's all. So if you want to be a provider, there's a class you are there. You give the service to third party, that's the end of the game. If you want to be a provider, create this class, create the URL, tell him what is the format of authentication. You want a client ID, client secret, username, password. For every user, if you want to give a username, password, client ID, client secret, username, password format. No boss, it's not like that. We are going to give you client ID, client secret, web server authentication. Right? So, any difficulty in provider? If you are a provider, I told you first example itself. If you are a provider, it's so simple. If you are a consumer, then only the issue will come. Right? So how do you define at the rate of HTTP post, HTTP get, HTTP delete, whatever you want to do, you can define. Logic is your choice. What type of response you want to give, it's your choice. Is that was clear for everyone? So this service is given to third party. Third party people will make a request to you and you will send a response to them. They will consume the response, parse the response and they will access whatever the logic they want to perform. So you being a service provider now. I hope you are clear with this. Any further queries on this? Clear? How do you analyze? Now we are going to set the timeout. Okay. So when they are making a request, maximum timeout is 120 seconds. Okay. Then in the header, they'll say keep the connection live. There's an option connection alive. The connection alive. Then when they make a request, we'll take the attribute. Is it alive? Okay, fine. Maintain the same session. Okay. That is not going to be maintained from your end, their end. That's not from our end. That's from their end. Because they are making a request. If they are making a request, they will get that attribute. Okay. So, any query on this REST request? People are clear? Providing side is clear for everyone? Any query? People have followed or not? Yes or no? No, I'll repeat. Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Everyone has followed? Just if you not follow this, you never don't know what is the best programming. So go to development, learn development and come back to class. Okay. So fine. So let us give so how will you define a REST service? At the rate of REST. Some name you give. Why did you give star? Later on you can pass the parameters, you may pass any type of data. Then the class has to be global at the rate of HTTP get or post. Let us see one more attribute. So what type of service was it? We'll try to go for delete. We'll try to go for delete. We are trying to go for delete. Again the same context. I'm going with the delete operation. So chalo. Global static. Then what do you want to pass? You want to pass IDs. Now list of then get the records. Then I want to delete. When you want to delete, how I want to delete? Database dot delete database dot delete. we are deleting. Then I want to create JSON. JSON dot create generator. Then, so what I want to do here, you want to delete the record. Then I'm giving jp dot and I convert the value into string result equal to jp dot get as string. Then what I'm doing, database dot delete accs was okay. Now for delete result, delete result or equal to. Now I'm going to check if or not is the deletion was successful. If it is successful, jp dot we have to get write start object, write field name. Then what I'm going to do, if it is success, jp dot, and I'm going to get what is the record that is deleted. How do you get the record? Or dot ready field. Then or dot get ready. So what I want to do was, what I want to do, first of all, global static string delete accounts global. What was the call given? Duplicate variable called result. Okay, where is the result I have given? Yes, result is 1. Where else I have used the result? Here I give, okay. Then give, then my result. Now what was the condition here? Was you are trying to delete? Was you are trying to? Was you are trying to delete the records? I don't know how many of them are going to be deleted successfully. I don't know how many of them are not going to be deleted successfully. So that is the reason I told non-atomic operation. When you say non-atomic operation, we are going to get a delete result. In the delete result, we are checking if the deletion is successful, add the record ID. If the deletion is not successful, leave it. So I want to pass. When we call this method delete, all the records which are created today will be deleted, and the deleted record IDs will be sent to you. And the deleted record IDs will be sent to you. Now, how do you call this? See, this is a regular Apex class only. Only the thing is at the top you give URL for it. Am I right? So in the regular Apex class, we are giving the JSON response. If the records are deleted, give this. Go back to the right. Go back to the operation is what? Execute. Apex error. There's an error. What is it? Write ID. not with respect to the right ID. Tell me what is the problem? Tell me what is the bug in this? What is the bug? It's a loop, right? The loop, I didn't give jp dot right array, start array, then right ID. Once the loop is completed, I have to give jp dot right. I forgot to give array. I forgot to give the array, so we got that bug. Okay, let us analyze what is the error we received. Okay, till now we didn't get any errors. So let us see what is the error we got. What was this? Error report, JS exception, you cannot write text value expecting a field name. You cannot write a text value expecting a field name. Go back to this, save back again. Do you understand what is the bug I have given? The mistake I have done. What mistake I have done there? What is the mistake I have done there? I forgot to write start array and end array. That's the reason ID comma ID comma ID. So boss, it is expecting in the form of key value pair, but you have given value comma value comma value. So it was a bug. Send back the request again. This is what it is giving. Boss, records, 2 records are deleted. Record 1 and record. There are 2 records which are deleted today. Go back to the recycle bin and check out. Rest post. Rest. Alright, boss? Okay. So, are you clear? Only the difference that is between your fx class and this is the response will be given in the form of JSON or XML. That is only the difference. Rest of the format is fx class. Are you clear? Clear? Within a class, there should be only one HTTP get, one HTTP post, one HTTP delete. Is that was clear for everyone? People are clear with this? Right. Now the point is, how do you write test classes for this? How do you write test classes for this? Writing a web service is very good. We are very much comfortable with this. Okay. Then how do you write a test class for this? Test classes are 2 types. One is writing a test class for consumption is different format. Writing a test class for provider is different format. Provider test class is different. Consumer test class is different. If you are a provider, simple test class will be there. If you are a consumer, then we need to go for mark callouts. In the test classes, we have to go for mark callout test classes. If you are a consumer, then you have to go for mark callouts. Why these mark callouts? Listen to the point. Now, for testing your connection, I cannot make a request to third party. For testing my connection, I cannot make a request to third party. For testing purpose, I cannot make a request to third party. Every time I want to test, I cannot make a request to third party. That is the reason. As when you send a request to them, what type of response you are going to get? Create a dummy response. When you make a request to them, what type of response you are going to create? Create a dummy response of it. When I make a request to you, you are going to send a response to me. What type of response you are going to send it to me? Create a dummy response of it. Create a dummy response of it. Okay, let us see that. I'll do that. So first we need to understand what is a mark callout. It is an interface. It is an interface. What was that? It is a interface. Mark callout is a interface. When you say interface, what happens? Any class who want to implement this interface has to define the method which is available in the interface. Am I right? When you are going for a batchbase implemented database.batchable interface, you have defined start, execute, finish. When you went to a schedule implemented schedulable, implemented execute. When you went to inbound email services, you have defined handle inbound email. That's it. If you implement an interface, there will be methods in the interface which need to be defined. Now look at the point. If anybody is going for implementing HTTP markout, HTTP callout mark interface, then they have to go for defining a response method. What is this response method? It will take a request, give you a dummy response. It will take a request and give you a response. Look at the syntax. What type of value it is giving you? HTTP response. What type of value it is giving you? HTTP response. So we have to implement. We have to implement it. We have to implement HTTP call out one and create a dummy response. And create a dummy response. Now let us see one quick example. First, let me explain the code which is available so that it will be easy for you to follow. Look at the point. Your class name implements HTTP call out one. Then you have to define what? Response. Now the dummy response you have to give. Dummy response means what? Response dot. We have seen response dot get. Response dot get. When you are making a request, I told you set and get are there in request. Set and get are there in the response. At the time of giving HTTP, I told you get methods in the request we are going to use in test classes. Set methods in the response we are going to use in the test classes. Here we are going to use them. Then how are you going to define? HTTP response, create a response object, then say what is the body. Response object, what is the body, what is the status code. Create a response object. First let me create one dummy example. Listen to the dummy example. Anyone has not followed, let me know. I can give it. I'm just trying to show the existing code for easy access. It is a test at the rate of. Then class has to implements HTTP call out. So what is the interface we are using? Go back. They ask us to implement it. HTTP call out mark. The same thing I have implemented. HTTP call out mark. Once you are done with this, what is the method they give? Public HTTP response. Respond. This is a method what you have to define. So what is the method they ask you to define? HTTP respond. HTTP respond. So they told was create a response. So let me go with it's a global interface. As is a global interface, we are giving. Okay. Right, we have printed. Okay, till here everything is fine, boss. Then what do you want to test? What do you want to test? You have created a class. When you want to give a response, what do you want to test? First, when you want to, you have to write a class for which you are writing a test class. First, this is the endpoint URL. Then request dot set. You want to give it, or else let me give it in this format. Request. Then we are going to get a response. String body equal to. Then I'm going to get whatever the body I received response. Using that body, I'm getting what was my requirement. I'm making a web service call to third party. They're giving me some response. whatever the response they are giving me, using that response I am creating an account record. I am sending a request to third party is giving me some response, using that response I am creating an account record. This is my web service call. This is the service what I want to test it. If you want to test it, then you have to do it. System dot asset equals request dot get endpoint. Generally we have used request dot set endpoint. Here we are checking what? Get. Check whether endpoint from where the request came and endpoint what I am giving both are same or not. Then system dot asset equals request dot get. If the method is get or not. If a request is sent to this URL with a get method, then we are going to get a response. What is the response I want to give? It is a dummy response class. Response dot set. Generally, the response method is to use get method. Now we are setting the body. Setting the body as test. This is what we have to do. What was this? Dummy response. Dummy response. Because for testing, I cannot send a call to third party. That's the reason. Once if you are making a request to that URL with the get method, this is the dummy response what I am going to give. This is a dummy response. So in the test class, when you make a request to that URL, this is the response we are going to get. Based on this response, write a test class. Did you get my point again? This is the first one. Once you have done this first, second part. What is the second part? We have to define a main test class. How do we define main test class? At the rate of static void testing. Before calling this, if you want to test this class, what should you do? Service call. Dot. What is the method I give? Dot. Create. So primary thing is before I make a call, register this URL with the remote site settings. Setup. Security controllers. Remote site settings. Okay. Now, when you call this, testing this class is nothing but calling this. If you call this method, class object dot method. When you call this, what should happen? If everything is working fine, select count from account. If everything is working fine, there should be one account record which should be created. If the method is working properly, what should happen? There should be one account record created. So what is that account record? I'm going to give here. What is the account record? System dot equals but when you call this method, it is making a web service call. When it is making a web service call, dummy response has to come. How the dummy response will come? To get that dummy response what we created, we need to use this statement. What is the statement we have to use? Test dot. This is the statement what we have to use. If you want to get a dummy response, you have to use this statement. What is the statement again? Test mark. What was this test mark? Let us see. Test dot set mark. What is the set mark? What is the set mark? Whatever the dummy response class you have created, what is the dummy response class you created? My callout is. Right. Look at the point. So if you want to call a dummy response, test dot set mark, HTTP caller mark class, and name of the class in which dummy response is created. Name of the class in which dummy response is created. If you add this, whenever the web service call is made, the dummy response will come. The dummy response will come. Run this. Go to the class. What is the code coverage we got? 100%. Right? So if you write a test class for a service consumption, if you are a service consumer, if you have to write a test class, what is the first thing that you have to do? Create a dummy response. Once you created a dummy response, the dummy response should be added to your test class. Create a dummy response and add that dummy response to a test class. So once again, write one more class. You get the point? I have public void request. Then HTTP response we dot send or equal to. So this is the class what I want to. This is the class in which I am making a web service. When you call this method, it is going to return the result. Whatever the result you give, the result will be coming back. So first what should I do was create a dummy response. How do you create a dummy response? First it should be a global class limits HTTP callout. What is the method we have to define? Global HTTP response respond. So now giving system dot assert equals to request dot set set any point what we give. Right. Then we are going with next one. We are going to create a response HTTP response dot get body or set body. Now if you want to send a JSON, you can send it. If you send a JSON, what should it do? send a JSON, what should I do? Parse the JSON and check each and everything. If you send a JSON, parse the JSON, check each and everything. So I don't want to make it complex, straight away I'm giving the value. So this is the dummy response. Once you created a dummy response, what should I do? I will create a main test class. How will you write a test class? At the rate of static void. What is the format I have to give? Test dot set mark. What is the format we have to give? HTTP callout mark. Then we have to give my class new my dummy. Right. Now what should I do? Create a class. Call me. There is a call me what I'm going to get. My dummy response. You check out. Spelling is right or wrong. Now I'm going to check out system dot as a equals to what is the value we received. When you say call me, it's going to return the value, right? Call me, it's going to give you string. So what I'm doing here, string will equal to rs dot call. Then for this, what is the response you are giving? This is when you call this method, you are getting some response. What is the dummy response you are getting? Result comma. When you say call me, it has to supposed to give one result. So that result should be what? This is exam. If this is working fine, run it. Then create a class, check out the class. This is how we are getting a code coverage. Right. So what is this? Mark, set mark. You have to go with creating a HTTP markout call. Generally, if you put a resume with integration, this is one of the questions which is asked. How did you write a test class? And what is the purpose of HTTP callout mark? What is the purpose of HTTP callout mark? So people have followed this. Any further queries needed? People are clear. Clear with this? Any further queries from your end? Any further queries? Sure. Right, boss? Right, Amma? Now, let us go to the next part of the story. This is what when you are a consumer. What if you are a provider? What if you are a provider? I'm defining one more example. In setting, I want to give a ID. So how do you ready test class for this? That then we need to go with request dot request dot request dot whereas whereas put or set. Okay, we'll try out both. Either put or set. We'll try out both the things. Because they're expecting what? Body. They're expecting what? They're expecting a body. They're expecting a body, right? Request body I can give it like otherwise. If you get method, I can pass it in this way. Request body. For the request body we are giving string body equal to. Then what is the next thing I have to do? What is the next thing that I have to do? Once you're done with this, what's the next parameter? What is the next parameter? Rest context first equal to. Then we have to give rest. Equals what is the value we received? Success. There is a bug we are getting here. Request, let me check out what is the bug here. illegal assignment of string to block. String to block. Then request equal to request rest context dot request rest context dot response response equal to response. Line number 6. Rest response. So result equal to rest final class dot call. Rest final class call. In the call they're expecting a parameter from me. The call they're expecting a parameter. So I call a parameter. Then go to this, go to the class, check the code coverage. Basically, if you observe here, the first 6 lines or 7 lines are same. For everything I have written the same, right? For everything I have written the same. In all the cases I have written the same. The first 6 lines are same, right? It doesn't make any difference. Whether class name dot or method name, we recall it's giving some result and verifying the result. These 6 lines are common. Right? This is for what? If you are a service provider. Service consumer already we have seen HTTP call out one. This is how we are going to write your test classes. Right, boss? Okay. Now, the question is REST. When you go to the REST, it is a stateless transfer protocol. Representation of stateless transfer protocol. What do you mean by stateless? Every request is a new request. It will not remember whatever the request you made in the earlier. If I make a request to you, you give a response. Then again, when you make a request, it will not remember who are you. Again, you have to prove who are you. In every request, I have to prove who I am. It doesn't maintain the state of the transaction. Previous transaction or request what I made will not be, that information will not be maintained by the previous request information will not be maintained by the server. So every request has to be new one. So when you go to the REST API service, what type of response we are going to get? If you go to a REST API service, if you are going for a REST API service, what type of response we are going to get? It is going to be JSON or XML. When you go to REST, it is going to be JSON or XML. The REST API basically depends upon what? URI. The REST API basically depends upon what? REST API is URI. What type of protocol is supported by REST API? REST API supports HTTP protocol only. REST API supports only HTTP protocol. REST API supports only HTTP protocol. What is the major thing that we require? URL. You are right. What is the major thing that we require? URI. The next one. What type of response we are going to get? JSON or XML. What type of response we are going to get? JSON or XML. Am I clear? Right. So we are going to get error codes 200, 300, 400, 500. Now if we get any error with 500 and above, 5xx, 500 and above, it means everything is perfect from client. There is something problem with the server side. It is called 5xx. If anything comes with 4xx, 401, 402, 403, it means the request from the client is not proper. So there is something wrong from the client. The way the request is sent from the client is not proper. 4xx, the request from the client is error. 3xx, request is received, processed, is expecting a proxy. Now I received, it is processing, again I have to send the request to some other system. If I am a middleware, I am a bridge between two systems, then the request will come to me, I will send a request to some other system and get the response. So 3x means request is received successfully. Now I am going to, internally a proxy is going, is making one more call for accessing. 2xx, request is successful. 1xx, request is still processing. So what are the probable errors? 2xx, 3xx, 4xx, 5xx. 4xx, problem from client. 5xx, problem from server. 3xx, request is received, processing successfully. One more proxy is expected in between. 2xx, success. Okay, these are the general error codes what we are going to get. Status codes what we are going to get. So I hope people have followed everything how to create a consumption, how to create a service.